Hello and welcome to Your Choice 2024 primary election coverage on HOMTV. I'm your host, Samantha Deal. Today we're here for a candidate interview with Monica Schafer, Republican incumbent candidate for Ingham County Commissioner in the 15th District. Monica, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Samantha. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Before we get started, we would like to give you the opportunity to briefly introduce yourself to the viewing audience.
Well, thank you again, Samantha. I've been a county commissioner now for 2 years. I ran the first time in 2022, and it has been amazing growth. I have actually, it's been about a year and a half, and I'm up for re-election, and I chose to be re-elected because I believe that in the last year and a half of growth, I am a much stronger candidate this time than I was in 2022 because I've learned so much. So I am here to represent the people again. I'm here to be a voice for this district, and I'm very proud to serve it currently.
Thank you. Each 15th District candidate will be asked a standard list of questions, starting with question number 1. Please explain how your education and professional background make you an ideal candidate for Ingham County Commissioner in the 15th District.
Thank you, Samantha. I have my degree from Western Michigan University. I graduated with integrated supply management. I first worked for General Motors as an operational supervisor in Flint, Michigan, where I had tremendous growth there for about 4 years. And then I started with my Master's of Business Administration. I actually first started it at GMI in Flint. And then I transferred over to University of Michigan, the Flint campus. From there, I went into sales. And my background, my diverse background of working for General Motors and working in sales has given me the ability to be a voice for so many different people because it's a wide variety. From there, I met my wonderful husband who works in Lansing, and we've had 6 children. During that time, I also started Schafer Raspberries as a U-Pick raspberry farm, providing agritourism in our town of Williamston. And I live in the township, Williamstown Township. But before that, I actually lived in the Shoals subdivision. So out of the district of Meridian here, I'm very familiar with the Shoals sub and the people of Meridian Township in that area. But my background with my MBA, with my experience, with having kids in school systems, with agritourism, everything about me gives a diverse background to be a strong county commissioner. I've utilized all those different aspects in the last year and a half, and I really depend on my individual diverse background that makes me so strong. So thank you.
Please tell us about the communities and the people of the 15th District and how you plan to meet their needs and unite your constituents.
I love my district. District 15 encompasses a little bit of the rural area with a little bit of the subdivisions in Williamston, the city, along with the semi-rural area of Williamstown Township. And then we have the suburban area of Meridian Township, precincts 6, 7, and 22. I love my area because it's what I'm familiar with. It is what I was raised on the family farm, so I understand the farming community. My husband and I in Williamstown Township, we live in a subdivision, but we also have farmland that we rent out to different farmers. And the Schafer Raspberries allows us to be within the community, allows us to be part of the community, allows us to give back to the community. With our 6 children, it has allowed us to be a voice within the community. I have coached numerous basketball, track, cross-country teams, over 15 years of that. But the diverse community and the background within the community still focuses on the 3 needs. Regardless of where you live, regardless of whether you're in Locke Township or whether you're in Meridian Township in my district, it really comes down to safety and security. It comes down to utilizing the taxes and the millage funding that we receive effectively. And it also comes down to safe schools, safe places, mental health care, making sure that our health department is on top of any outbreaks. people, regardless of where we live, regardless of the diversity of my community, we all have the same needs. And I'm here as the current county commissioner to focus on the needs of my district and focus on the needs of Ingham County in general.
Thank you. The next several questions will cover prominent issues in Michigan. In 2022, Proposal 2 was passed by Michigan voters. This proposal brought numerous changes to elections in Michigan and the ways people can vote. Now that these changes have been put into practice, can you tell me your thoughts about these changes?
Yes, thank you, Samantha. Proposal passed in 2022. It is the will of the people. The people voted for it in the state of Michigan, and it is what our new election system is going forward. The key is to make sure that we have election integrity, to make sure that everybody understands, knows that their vote counts, their vote is safe, their vote is one of the most important things that they have to give back to the community, and their vote matters. Proposal, the new proposal on the ballot in 22 there, it allowed for early elections. It allowed for permanent absentee absentee ballots to be mailed. It allowed for drop boxes. It allowed for all these different opportunities for people to vote, which we want. We want 100% of the people to vote. I knock so many doors and I say, your vote matters. When some people will tell me, well, I've just never voted. Your vote matters. Number one thing. But we have to have election integrity. We have to understand that everybody who votes walks away from that ballot box saying, my vote matters, my vote is safe, and the way that it was handled is safe. And that happens when people step up for elections, when they step up to help and work in their local communities, work with your local clerk. As the Board of Commissioners, our job, my job currently, is to work with our county clerk to make sure that she has the resources for a very safe, effective election that everybody can walk away from and say, my vote counted.
In 2022, Michigan voters also passed Proposal 3, the right to reproductive freedom in Michigan. Please share your stance on abortion and the governing of abortion in Michigan and the United States.
Yes, again, thank you. That was on the ballot as well. There is a county commissioner before me of 38 years. His name was Commissioner Randy Schafer. I draw heavily on his experience of 38 years of being a county commissioner. I talk with him probably every other week about county commission issues, and some of the best advice that Commissioner Randy Schafer gave me, and again, we're not related. Everybody asks me that. Are you related? We are not related. He is just an amazing friend. He is a mentor, and he has been a strong mentor for me. One of his best pieces of advice was, Monica, stick to county commission issues. That was on the ballot statewide. That is an issue that the people have voted on. The people have spoke. It is a state issue. I focus on county commission issues. I've always done this. When it comes to a state issue or a national issue, I focus back on what I was elected for. I'm elected for public safety, to work with our sheriff's office. I'm elected to make sure that if there's an emergency in our schools, they have the proper emergency relief. I am focused on our health department to make sure that they have everything that they need in place to fight anything that comes about, any new pandemics, to make sure that we have everything in place there. I'm there to oversee our millage funding, to make sure that when the people are paying the heavy millages that we pay currently in Ingham County, that everything is utilized properly, or that maybe sometimes our millage rates need to be reduced because maybe we have surpluses in certain areas. Those are what a county commissioner does. A county commissioner does not focus on state issues. We stay and focus on county issues, and that's how I can be the most effective county commissioner. And that's how I have been a strong county commissioner for our District 15. I'm very proud of what I have done. I'm very proud of the accomplishments I've brought back, but those accomplishments have been done by staying focused on District 15 and Ingham County issues. So I wish I could answer that a little bit more for you, but it's not an issue that I deal with. Thank you.
Share your thoughts on Michigan's current infrastructure and any improvements you hope to see.
Roads, local roads, local roads. And I say local roads because that is what a county commissioner does. I don't have as much effect on Michigan roads at all. The funding comes down from the state. Our federal roads, the I-127, all those intersections that are going crazy right now, those are federal funding and state funding roads. What the county commissioners do and what the Board of Commissioners do and what I do as a current county commissioner is I work with Ingham County Road Department. And Ingham County Road Department is primarily responsible for local roads. That's your primary roads, your secondary roads, and in all aspects, a lot of your subdivision roads. But where we have been with our county, with our state funding that's coming down, is we are desperately lacking. When I am knocking doors, the infrastructure that's crumbling beneath us is our local roads. We definitely need more funding coming down from the state level. Every time that I see one of our state representatives, that is my first question. I always ask them, what about local road funding? The places that the people actually live. I work with our road department, Director Kelly Jones, very tightly. There is a bridge in our area that's been out for 7 years. It's called the Dietz Road Bridge. Anybody in Williamstown Township, Locker, Leroy is very familiar with this bridge. This bridge will start to be fixed, I believe on June 7th is when they're breaking ground on actually improving our infrastructure in District 15 will start to be improved in that July 5th. And that will be a huge asset because right now in Williamston, because that's where I live in Williamston, we had issues with our local bridge was out in town, Putnam Street, and then we have issues with Dietz Road Bridge. So people had to go all the way around. All of our farm equipment had to go on M52, which is horrific to have farm equipment out there, or they had to cut through, or our schools, different things. But our crumbling infrastructure is definitely there. And the only way we're going to get economic development in Ingham County, in some of our rural areas, and keep our rural areas quaint and our downtowns nice, bring back a little bit of those downtown areas, is by our infrastructure with our roads. We have to improve what we can improve, and as a county commissioner, I understand the areas that I can, and I pick and choose the areas as a county commissioner I can influence. Road influencing at our higher level is where I choose to focus right now.
How do you plan to address economic instability and inflation within the state?
It's a tough one for a county commissioner, but again, that has a lot to do with the state level with our taxes there, but it has also to do with our millage rate here. Ingham County has the highest millage rate, or one of the highest millage rates in the state of Michigan. Right now, we have to make sure that as a county commissioner, we are utilizing the millage money that our constituents give us to the best of our ability. And when we utilize those millage funds properly, we can bring back economic development. We can make a little bit more of a quality of life with our trails and our zoos and making sure that we have strong schools that are safe. We have a safe downtown, all those different things. But inflation is hitting our people hard. We have property taxes that went up 3% one year, then 5%, then 5%. They're going up again. The way that we can help people in our district is to truly look at the millages that they pay, all the extra money that they pay, and make sure that we are being the best stewards with their funding to make sure that if we have surpluses that maybe we need to reduce millages to fit the needs We need to make sure, I personally, as a commissioner, strongly believe that we need to make sure that we're not adding more millages to the people that are hurting currently right now. We have to make sure that the millage money that we're utilizing is being utilized to the best, just like I said, so that the people can stay in their homes. We have to make sure that the quality of life is there. But the way that we can help, being in the Board of Commissioners, being a commissioner now, is to make sure that we are utilizing the resources that have been given to us in the best way possible, or to give them back to the people if we have surpluses in our millages. So thank you. When I knock doors, that's a big one. Everybody's hurting.
Recently, Michigan's automotive companies have experienced challenges related to consumer interest in electric vehicles and labor group interest in wage increases. How do you think the state of Michigan should be involved in supporting these companies?
Samantha, you keep hitting me with state issues. As a Board of Commissioner, you know, I don't deal with the companies of General Motors or the UAWs in that sense. But what we do is that we work and we have partnerships with like the Lansing Regional Chamber, who I receive their endorsement because I am strong with my Master's of Business Administration. I believe very strong that we have to work with them on economic development. We work with them on different ways that the Board of Commissioners can bring development back into our area and make businesses stronger. I think we need to look at different ways to potentially reduce zoning limitations, or look at the way we zone things, and maybe some limitations there to bring economic development back into our area. But I just know with electric vehicles, we're in a tight spot right now, and that's where the road funding comes. Now a lot of our road funding comes from a gas tax. And again, as a county commissioner, I don't deal with gas taxes, but I do deal with the fallout of them. I do deal with the reduced funding due to them. And with electric vehicles, more people are not utilizing the gas. We have better miles per gallon driven. So we are having reduced gas taxes there, which reduces the amount of funding for roads. So I would highly suggest that people that are running for the state level positions really need to take a look at the different ways that we fund our roads through the gas taxes, which comes down to electric vehicles and comes down to a lot of the people that are working in the electric vehicle fields. So I wish I could help out a little bit more on that, but it really comes down to, as a county commissioner, the things that I can control are trying to bring back economic development into the Lansing region through working with our partners of like the Lansing Regional Chamber.
What do you believe to be the biggest issue facing your district, and how do you plan to address it?
Public safety is a big one for everybody in the district. Now, of course, taxes, because the inflation rate is hitting them hard. And then you have the mental health in our schools. I have 6 children. So right now, currently, I have 1 in law school, 3 in college, so I understand inflation, and we have 2 in high school. So I understand that we want to keep our schools safe. I understand that mental health is plaguing our young ones. I do. I understand that we have crumbling infrastructure in our roads. I do. Our subdivision that I live in currently is having big issues with our roads. But I also understand public safety. I love District 15. We are very beyond blessed to have some amazing officers and deputies that work in our district. That public safety, I feel very safe in District 15. But I want to make sure that everybody in Ingham County feels as safe in their districts and in their area as I feel in mine. So as a county commissioner, I sit on the lawn courts, the lawn courts committee. I am a strong advocate of giving the tools that are necessary to make sure that everybody can go down and enjoy the urban areas of Lansing safely. You can take your family down there. You can go to the art centers down there. You can go to the fireworks. Everybody should be able to enjoy that. And how I work with that is I work very closely with our sheriff's department. I work very closely with our law and courts. I work through the specialty courts. Specialty courts are fantastic. They're an opportunity to take individuals that have had some hardships in their lives, that maybe committed crimes, but they don't need to be in a jail setting. They need the system to work for them. They need to have slight rehabilitation. Maybe it's drugs, maybe it's alcohol, maybe it's mental health. Our specialty courts are there to give back to those individuals that need that special help. Strong supporter in that. With that is an area that needs to be targeted a little bit more. I was in our County Services Committee, which I sit on, and we had Advanced Peace come and talk to us. Advanced Peace is an initiative that we're doing right now within Lansing, and is trying to change a little bit of the culture of gun violence, retaliatory gun violence, and trying to find out ways that we can reduce gun violence within our urban areas without depending so much on the sheriff's department. We're trying to get to it before the sheriff's office has to get involved. So my big area, my passion, is to allow the rest of Ingham County to have the same comfort that I have, that I can tuck my kids in at night and I can feel very safe. Everybody needs to have that same safety. I'm a strong believer in that. So thank you, Samantha, for asking me about other areas.
We've reached our final question. Please provide a closing statement sharing your goals for your district.
Yeah, you know, I have been a county commissioner for 1.5 years. I have had strong mentorship during that time, and I am very open to talking to everybody. As a county commissioner, I represent my area. I represent the Republican ticket. There's 15 county commissioners. And out of those 15 county commissioners, we have 12 Democrats and we have 3 Republicans. I believe that it's very important to have a diversity of voices on the Board of Commissioners. I add to that diversity. I run the Republican ticket, but the biggest thing with me also is working together. We have to have bipartisan support on so many different things. And when you have diversity at the Board of Commissioners, you have the ability to have a voice, be vocal, allow you to come up with maybe different solutions and work together on a solution that fits everybody. I believe that's what I bring to the table. I bring to the table a voice for my district. I bring together a different voice than you might get in the urban areas of Lansing, but together we work together. I brought back over $5 million of millage funds to our district in the last 5 years, in the last 1.5 years. I'm extremely proud of that. I found some extra funding in the elder millage, funds. I sit on the Tri-County of Aging, and at that time, there was extra funding in that millage. I noticed a need within my district for the funding for a stronger senior center, to bring back a stronger senior center in our district. When I was out knocking doors, the seniors kept telling me, we need a home where we can expand our critical services. During this time period, I've worked almost 1 year. I found funding. I worked together on a bipartisan support group. I worked together and worked with my fellow commissioners, and we passed it. So as of, I believe it was Friday, the Senior Center in Williamston has found a new home where they can expand the critical services that are so necessary to everybody in my district, because it's Locke, Leroy, Williamstown Township, Williamston, and the outskirts of Meridian Township, precincts 6, 7, and 22. So I brought back funding for the river trail, over $500,000, to make sure that when a family goes out on the river trail, they're not stuck there by log jams. That's extremely important. It's like having a bike trail that the bridge is out. You can't cross it. So I brought back funding in that. The MSU, the Okemos to MSU trail, biking trail. Brought back funding for that within Meridian Township. I have worked with the tornadoes in Weberville. I love my district. I've been a strong supporter of my district, and I look forward to serving my district. And I look forward to getting a re-election and a vote that I have earned. I only look forward to a vote that I have earned, and I can be very proud to be District 15 Commissioner now and the District 15 Commissioner in the future. So thank you. And I'm asking for your vote and your support. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity and a platform to come out and say to the community, this is who I am. Because I knock doors, and I will be out knocking doors all the way through to the election. But this gives me an opportunity that anybody can look me up on the computer, and they can see this interview, and they can see who Monica Schafer, your current County Commissioner of District 15, truly is. And my true intention is to be a voice for my district. So thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for watching this candidate interview with Monica Schafer, Republican incumbent candidate for Ingham County Commissioner in the 15th District. I'm Samantha Deal. Thanks for watching.